Ow! This is episode number 1 of Woodsy's Weight, and I think you guessed it, I'm a bit of a fan of alliteration, so all of my episodes will be alliterated. But yeah, so this is Woodsy's Weight. For about maybe 6-7 years. No, I think that's a lie. No, it's about six years, I guess. I've wanted to put together a channel like this, and essentially what this is going to be about is me and my sort of journey through my, I guess, weight loss saga, which started way back then, but didn't really have, one, the confidence, or two, really the ability to put something like this together. And with technology, just bought myself a G9X camera, thank you Canon. It's going sweet so far. And with the advent of technology and the ease with which I can just upload to YouTube, I feel like now's the perfect time for me to do this. And I know YouTube is swamped with transformation videos. Look at my little slideshow pack I'll put together of all these photos and videos of me training and that sort of thing. So I wanted to do something a little bit different, so that you guys could come on the journey with me, and that's to make it a little bit episodic. Track my journey as we go, and through that hopefully you guys can get some inspiration to do it yourselves, or if you want to throw down some tips or insults, I don't give a fuck, just land them down in the comments, and hopefully we can build a bit of a fucking relationship here. So episode 1 for me is really going to be about where I started, where I've come from, and what's got me to the point I am at now. So right at the moment, I'm 4 weeks into a program. I'm 4 weeks into a program called Man of Steel. It's sort of a challenge, but really it's a 20-week challenge. But I wouldn't really call it a challenge so much as I'm sort of being guided through the steps of what's required of me in order to sort of get myself on the healthy track and then stay there. And these guys are great, the Donnelly brothers. Look them up. They're Australian. I think they're out of Victoria, and it's an online program. Hit them up, and they're always looking. I guess they're always looking for new clients. That's their business. But yeah, I'll put a link to the Man of Steel program down below. So week 4, we've got 16 weeks to go. So how did I get to this point? So I started about 6 years ago when I first wanted to do something like this. Back then there were a lot of fad diets and exercise machines, all-in-ones and things like that. The Ab Twist Pro did purchase one of those. And funnily enough, it was me purchasing one of those that sort of started me on the journey of being hyper aware of how my body is, and where my fitnesses and my weaknesses were, and what I was putting into my body. And it was, that thing was useless. I'm not saying go out and buy one of those things, because it's fucking useless. And it caused me grief. I was sore, back injuries, all sorts of stuff, because it's just not the right way of working out. It's a fad. Do not listen to the fads. Listen to people like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Watch his videos online. Read some of his quotes, and you'll pick up straight away that he's done it. He knows what he's talking about. Look, the guy's been Mr. Olympia. Like, it's just brute hard work. That's all it's going to take. And that's what you got to be ready for. So for me, it was a slow journey. So I started there, but then that sort of gave me the tools to measure and track. And measuring and tracking is the first thing, I think, the first step that I sort of took in order to. You can't be aware of where you're at unless you measure and track. That's a little bit of wrong. I was heavier than I thought I was. It's funny, I think it's a dude thing, how we can look in the mirror and maybe just not see what's actually there, not have a truth. And what I saw every time I looked in the mirror is I didn't look below the nipples. I was just like, whoa, you know what, I'm a pretty big guy, but you know, that's all right. I can sort of hide those layers. But you look below here, and this is where I gathered all my fat, and still have it. And it's I'm a muffin topper, that's for sure. And I didn't let myself understand that reality until I put myself on a set of scales and I read 140 kilos. And 140 kilos is, I mean, that's just ridiculous. I grew up playing all sorts of sports. I was into martial arts. I was a surf lifesaver. I was active as a kid. I rode my bike to and from school, and I was always a big kid, and I always knew this, and always struggled with my weight. I was sort of told, I was told by my mother I wasn't allowed to catch the bus to school because that would because I needed to lose weight. She didn't say it in so many words, but you know, you pick up on this sort of shit. I don't know. Am I? Obviously not stupid, but anyway, so a lot of those things sort of piled on to me eating and then gaining weight, and the tenacity for sweet foods is obviously no good. You sort of need to get your body to a place where it rejects sweet food, sort of, if you know what I mean. Obviously, every now and then you have a nice dessert. Every now and then, like once a month or whatever, you go out and have a nice dessert, sweet. But where I was at before I got to 140, as I got to 140 kilos, was at least 1.25 bottles of soft drink, and then like a bag of lollies and like a bag of crisps or a bag of M&Ms, you know, like two bags of something. And this was born out, like I've got this huge desire for movies and TV, and I just got into this habit if I was watching something, I had to be snacking. It was weird. It was like I had to be doing something while I was doing nothing. And the first thing I had to do was break that, and I did. 6 years ago, 2011, I broke that. Subscribe.